unfortunately, like again, there's avenues for the worst of society to come out. I don't know if in UK Islamophobia has been the same or it's contracted. But for example, in India, some of the fake news that's coming out of India, they're saying that that was circulating, and it's all been disproven. They said a Muslim vendor was spitting on fruits and spreading the coronavirus. They said that Muslims were a Muslim was licking utensils to try to spread the coronavirus. That they're doing coordinated sneezing. Okay, this is how ridiculous the fake news is that Muslims are doing unison sneezing to spread the coronavirus.
In a taslim type fashion, when they're doing their taslim or something, is that what they're trying to?
Yeah.
Imagine they're just sneezing to side.
Exactly. And they're saying that Hindus were denied rations in Karachi. That a Muslim man was spitting at cops to avoid being quarantined. Like a Muslim cop, they said, beat Hindu priests. That Muslim restaurant workers were spitting in food to spread the virus. That COVID-19 Muslims, nationals from Iran and Italy were hiding in India. It's like there's a whole list of all these fake news that are coming out of India. I don't know if it's just India that's trying to capitalize, like certain Hindu groups that are trying to capitalize on that, but I don't know if you see any of this occurring in the UK. I saw some very disappointing articles in The Economist. It seems like there's some agenda now with The Economist trying to release a whole bunch of Islamophobic articles right now. But I don't know, are you seeing this in UK at all?
Well, I mean, what was noticeable in the UK was that basically you're getting the first 4 doctors to pass away from COVID-19 were Muslim in the UK. The first 4 doctors to pass away, first 4 doctors, and the first, I think one of the first nurses, or maybe possibly 2 nurses, were also Muslim. And it was when a 5th doctor passed away, which was not Muslim, and it was when a nurse passed away, maybe the 3rd nurse that passed away, I have to double check that, but wasn't Muslim, that you saw the articles coming out like hero doctor, hero this, and then maybe in the article, kind of buried, it said, oh, and here's the names of the previous people who passed away, and that was in a lot of the right-wing kind of media outlets. So even Muslims, dying to protect the people of their respective countries that they reside in, even then they're not being recognized. It's like, as a Muslim, you can only be recognized as doing what you're doing for Islam, and actually to be given the attention, to be given any kind of attention, if you're in basically doing a crime of some kind. Yeah. But if you're doing something that is good, that is laudable, you get briefest of mentions for the most part. I'm not saying that's always the case. There was some left-wing media outlets were mentioning these people, and they did get the appropriate, feted. They were feted for what they did, and they were, thanked for what they did. But it was just interesting to see that when it fits the right-wing narrative, you'll see basically Muslims front page. And then when it doesn't fit the right-wing narrative, it's almost like they had to wait for a non-Muslim doctor or health worker to pass away. Oh, now we'll have the articles front page. Yeah. I saw this front page articles after the 3rd nurse passed away. The 3rd nurse passed away, who was basically not Muslim. I believe she was English. I have to double check what her background was. And subhanAllah, and we noticed this, right? As Muslims, we noticed this, and it's very difficult to kind of to see that, because these people had families, and at the very least, these are Muslims who are acting on a really good adab. They gave their lives to defend people. This is shuhada, right? These are martyrs, and then they just basically not getting that recognition. And it tells Muslims that basically we are always just going to be demonized. We're only going to be represented as Muslims only if one of us commits a crime which ironically goes against Islam in the first place. And that's kind of sad to see. It's demoralizing and demotivating for many Muslims who thought that maybe things could change with this. Maybe this pandemic could bring better understanding between people.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.